Protect them. All from Core Trust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit coretrustbank.com today.
Member FDIC.
Do you have dry, sore, or irritated eyes? If so, you may have dry eye. At Vision Care Associates, we offer a simple, fast, and non-surgical procedure to treat black glands in your eyelids that can help your eyes to feel comfortable again. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Fieser to find out about dry eye treatment with our newest technology.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. Bryce Ladwig in the studio. Let's start talking Yankton Bucks football. Coach Muth, Coach Olson here in the studio. Coaches, good morning.
Morning, Bryce.
Morning, Bryce. Hey, big victory last night for a variety of reasons. Senior night being number one. And this is all from the outside looking in, of course. And PowerPoints as far as just the rankings, standings. And then you guys may say this doesn't mean anything, but again, outside looking in, kind of fighting up a weight class, so to speak, going into 11 AAA and really representing 11 AA very well. All those seem to mean a lot, and just a big victory for the Bucks.
Yeah, just really happy with the way our guys performed. A lot of things going on, some adversity. I think we're proving, over and over again. I hope that the football gods have tested us enough, and we've handled our fair share of adversity, but our guys keep answering the call. So really proud of them and just the way they executed game plan, just the way they handled themselves, everything. Just really proud of our guys.
Yankton defense did it again. 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and a fumble recovery. And let's go through those guys real quick. Tucker Gilmore with 2 interceptions. Bodie Thurman had the game-ending interception. Tyson Prouty with a sack. Peyton Eustace with a sack. Riker Frang with a fumble recovery. And Bryce Krall, the best name in the game. Bryce Krall forced that fumble. Again, another defensive hit chart, right, Coach Olson? Just got a lot of guys stepping in, making big hits, making big plays.
Yeah, and that's exciting. That's kind of what our emphasis was actually this week, is to create some more turnovers. Because obviously that can change momentum, and we have a potent offense, and when they get on the field, they can score at any moment. So, and points are good in this game, and so we did. I thought they did a really good job of doing what they needed to do to get the ball or change the possession, and when you have a ball hawk, Tucker's turned into a ball hawk. Bodie's in the right spots, and he got himself a nice little interception there. And the one I was most excited about was actually Bryce Krall's, because we worked on a little bit last week of punching the ball out as you coming up and tackle, and he was so excited to come into the sideline and say, I did. I punched it out and we got it. So
I did it, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was fun. It was fun for the defense to limit the points and the yardage, but extra special for those sacks, turnovers, and forced fumbles.
Big Donald Rounds, he last night just proving again that he can be a difference maker. Maybe he doesn't get an interception or things of that nature, but he seems to be a defender that offensive targets are looking at there, because he's going to lay a big hit and very timely hits as well.
Yeah, you know what? He's another guy that put in a lot of work over the offseason, and in the past years, he just wants to just be a good athlete, and he's a great athlete, and I think he's one of our best tacklers, and it proved it again. Last night. I mean, we told him it's going to be a team effort to tackle, their backs. I mean, they have some strong dudes out there, and he laid some smackdown. He wasn't afraid to come up there and lay the wood, and so excited that, and then that feeds the rest of the team too. That gets everyone else going, and so we had some other people that kind of came up and smacked some people around, but definitely he stands out in my mind too.
Couple more defensive questions real quick. Grevin Good is a hell of a running back. He's fast, he's quick, and the defense just really did a nice job. We said this the last couple of weeks, but that's the thing. I don't care if I have to keep repeating myself, which is a good thing. If I keep saying, hey, the edges did a nice job really closing in, shutting down the edges, a lot of pressure up the middle, seemed to really slow down a very talented running back. Yeah,
and that's our key. I mean, obviously, if you can contain the edge, set the edge, and funnel it all into your friends in the middle, things usually work out a lot better for you. And having Tyson Prouty back is huge for us. He he has great hands to pass rush and great instincts there, but then he also plays the run and sets edge very well. And on another end, obviously Edley, he's still a little bit young, but he's grown immensely as far as being that dual defender as far as pass rushing and setting the edge on the run. And the crazy thing is we still have a lot of work to do. I mean, there's still more to get out of both those guys. But I think the guys in the middle, the one tech and the three technique in there, with Beal and Frang, and then Eustace gets in there and rotates in. I think those guys did a great job of eating up a couple blockers and letting those backers kind of flow free. And they obviously don't get enough credit out there. They don't get their the name in the stat line, but they're a big reason for our success on the defensive side.
You kind of already alluded to this, but when I was talking to my media counterparts in Sioux Falls and stuff, kind of asking about Roosevelt, the thing I kept being told is, they're going to run a lot and stuff. But they seemed to air it out quite a bit last night, quite a few pass attempts. Was that more of a Yankton forcing that to happen, or did they kind of try to change the game plan coming into the game?
I think that kind of how we have it set up, they saw the middle of the field a little open, so and he's a very effective passer. I would say that they do pride themselves in running the football, and then I think what we did is we limited 126 yards on the ground. The Talon kid had a 22-yard run, kind of when we kind of changed some things up.
KYNT stats.
Oh yeah. Those should be official.
89% accuracy.
Okay, so that's a B effort, but that's fine. Anyway, so we're kind of looking at force them to throw the ball, and our secondary, like we mentioned, I think last week, that they're really starting to come into their own and starting to gel. And that's kind of being that consistency of like having the same people in the same spots, week after week, starting to gel there. So and it showed up with the interceptions and I don't know if I call it cover sacks. We'll have to take a look back, but I think some of the pressures that were there were half pressures and half part of the coverage, too. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time to have a defense that's well oiled and know that we're not at full strength yet either, too. So that's another thing too.
Yeah, speaking of not being at full strength, the Yankton offense, Coach Muth, they had some question marks. Again, looking from the outside in, Wavernick's still out. Conway continues to step up into that left tackle role. Cordell didn't play last night. Derek Beal gets onto the offensive side again. He's done it a couple times this year, but seemed to step really well into that position. Shaler Platt's still out. That affects the defense as well, but that's one of your running backs that still hasn't been out there. So Evan Sirk really has officially stamped himself into the definition of a cowbell running back. And just kind of speak on your depth, just really stepping into those roles.
I have no explanation for it. I really don't, other than our guys have completely bought in to what it means to be a team and program-wide next man up mentality. There's no flinch, and we've told them, we tell them at the beginning of the season, we tell them before every game, there's going to be adversity. You're going to have to deal with it, and the best way to do that is just put your head down and fight through it. And all of our guys have done that. Derek had 1 day of offensive reps at tackle, 1 day, and shows up and plays, and it was effective enough for us to get the job done. And so the focus, the buy-in on these guys, they're becoming a very dangerous football team, and they just got to keep at it. We're going to go back to work here, but learning how to win and handling success, these guys are built for it, and it's starting to get to be a lot of fun.
How is Tyson Prouty holding up? You don't need to go get his medical charts or anything, but just kind of overall, because he's coming back from an injury, and seems to be running pretty well on that knee and just kind of getting out there.
There's still some discomfort that he's dealing with, and it's just coming over an injury. But I mean, that's a credit to our training staff and Kevin O'Brien and Simmons working with our guys during the week, getting them back together. I mean, you guys see them on the field on a Friday night, but you don't see all the prep that goes into that and all the work he had to do to get that back. It's not just waiting and letting it heal. You've got to attack it, and our medical staff does a great job, and then getting our guys back on the field. Those things sometimes can linger for a while, and Tyson's got on the field and makes an immediate impact, and that's the kind of guy he is, and we're just happy to have him back.
Bucks last home game until that was the Bucks last home game until playoffs. 2 road games at 2 ESD opponents next week versus Aberdeen. That's an opponent that has kind of gotten the best of Yankton the last couple of years. What can you tell me about that squad?
They're going to be a good team. They run the football a lot. I want to say 80% of their offensive output is running the football, and that's just watching it from just charting film throughout the season. But they're going to try to keep the ball away from us. Our defense is going to have to put them in tough situations and third down and get off the field, and so we can get out there and score. And we've also got to convert. I know I say that all the time when we play a run team, but third down is the money down, and we've kind of changed our approach this year where we attack first down. We don't wait till third down. That's been a big change in how we operate both offensively and defensively. First down is our money down. We're going to get rid of it and get it taken care of right away. And so these guys are ready for it, though. It's a conference game. They don't look by anybody. It's next game, and we're ready to roll.
Well, I wish that, coaches, we could talk for 25 minutes like we did last week, but I had to get to Sioux Falls today for some Bucks soccer. So we'll get you guys to film. And thanks for coming in. Congratulations on the big victory.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Bryce.
All right, we'll continue here on the Coach's Corner when we come back.
Traveling to Yankton for business or pleasure? Then book your stay at Yankton's two best hotels, the Fairfield Inn and Suites and Holiday Inn Express. Both are conveniently located to everything in Yankton. Both offer complimentary hot breakfast and meeting rooms for business travelers. And if you want a great rate and still be able to change your reservation without a hassle, call either hotel direct. The Fairfield and Holiday Inn Express, two great hotel choices when visiting or arranging rooms for guests to Yankton.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MTRC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. MTRCSmithInsurance.com.
At Triple Time Rudy's, you get convenient access to quality fuel products. Plus, you'll also find quality South Dakota products like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. With a local-friendly feel and unique product offering, Triple Time Rudy's is your local convenience store that supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all of your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, pull into Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
Attention homeowners, if you've been on the fence about selling, I'd love the opportunity to sit and visit with you. With low inventory, now would be a good time to call me, Deb Speck at Vision Real Estate. I'll provide you with a free market analysis and a no-pressure approach. Call me at 605-664-5555 to find out if now is the right time to make a move.
And welcome back to the Coach's Corner. We continue talking Yankton Bucks football. Coach Hale, Coach Huber here in the studio. Coaches, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, did you get your pizza? Everything all set?
Absolutely.
All right, you guys doing some kind of preemptive film? We have the KYNTV feed on in there. You know, do you guys watch back certain plays? Do you try to fast forward and see certain plays?
In the morning, I don't. I just like to kind of sit and watch this one. I like when I'm studying the film, I want to be able to control on the tablet with what I got.
Where do you guys do film?
At the high school with the guys, with the team. We go to the high school and we all meet there. But
you guys do like the theater?
Yeah, with the YC alumni. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. All right, anyway, let's talk about football.
Yeah.
Hey, so a big victory last night for the Bucks, 27-14 over Sioux Falls at Roosevelt. I was talking to Coach Huber and Coach Olson that maybe it might just be from the outside looking in, but there seems to be a little extra something special when a AA team is able to take down a AAA team, kind of representing the class very well, and that was the case last night.
Yeah, absolutely. We received a lot of messages from guys, former Bucks, current parents, current members of the town that are just supporting Yankton a lot, and you could feel it, especially there's a lot of us that I know, like for instance when I played, there wasn't the separate divisions. We were playing these guys all the time. It does mean a little bit knowing that our guys can step up. They're nothing less just because they're in a class below. They're, if anything, I think they could compete at the highest level throughout the state, and it's really fun to see those guys step up. Really proud of how they acted last night.
Coach Hale, Lucas Kampshoff last night, one of his more solid performances of the season. 20 of 30 in the air, 240 yards. And the reason I'm saying that is just how poised he looked in the pocket. We talked last week about, and I was just really wondering, he seems to be climbing the pocket more, not going out as much. Last night was really an example of that. There was a lot of pressure on him at certain points, and he didn't seem very fazed by it.
Yeah. Lucas played, I thought, his best game yesterday. And like you said, he's continuing to get better as the season goes on. And just credit to Roosevelt. They have some athletes that are impressive, and when they're speedy like that, they get up the field a little quicker than, some other teams. So he's able to climb the pocket, and I thought even with his legs, he made some nice plays. So, it's exciting to see him spread the ball around to a lot of different receivers, and those guys are playing well as well. So, having a quarterback like that, it really does make things a lot easier. I'm sure Coach Huber really likes having him throwing the ball for him. It makes the running the ball a ton easier. Even when we have run plays, he reads the defense so well that Coach Huber and I might be sitting in the headset saying, "Oh, throw this," and he'll just do it without even knowing. Like he's on the same page as everybody, and he's just he's becoming kind of unstoppable out there, and it's really fun to watch.
I was talking to Coach Huber in post game and asked him this question. I'll ask you the same question. I'm looking at it from more of a coaching standpoint. I just want to see how the process works. Those goal line power packages with Cam Schaaf, there's been a couple times, and they've been very successful this season. I don't think it's ever been. I think the closest it got to not converting was at T. It got to fourth down, but eventually it got in. When that happens, what is the communication like between Cam Schaaf, offensive coordinator, of course, you up in the box, as far as if he wants to go up the middle with it, if he wants to go to the outsides? And I asked Coach Huber, was it more of a quarterback read, or kind of what's your take on that?
Yeah, it's completely Lucas. And obviously those linemen and those guys are communicating the whole play, even between plays if they say, well, maybe I can beat this guy or something like that, if they feel like they have a good matchup. But, Lucas is good at reading that, and he's not a small kid himself. Like he's going to be tough to bring down if you hit him on the goal line. He's going to fall forward for that touchdown. So, a lot of times he's quick enough even to get around the edge, like you see all the time. He'll just pop it out to the outside and score really quick. So, it's a package that's really, it's good that we're getting down to the 1-2 yard line and able to punch it in consistently. So it's been fun to watch.
Well, he actually showed that last night. He went up the middle. I think he had some hands on his jersey, and he had some pressure, but he was able to just kind of spin his body out of the way and get to the outside edge and go across the goal line. Like you said, he's just not just a talented athlete, but a big guy as well. So
yeah.
Coach Huber, speaking of the offensive line in those situations, big task was ahead of Yankton's offensive line yesterday. I'm sure as a head of the offensive line, you were going, "Oh boy, here we go!" But so your two starting season left tackle and right tackle were out of the game. Wavernick out at left and Cordell out at right. You have Conway still stepping into that left tackle role, did an excellent job. Beal going over, and Coach Muthity had 1 day of reps on offense to make that happen. And except for some, penalties and things that are going to happen, both just really stepped into those roles yet again.
Yeah, absolutely. The pride that these guys are taking at the O-line is really special to me, being the O-line coach. Derek, it was really funny because we did have him rolling at right tackle on Thursday, and he got the kind of prep reps for the game. But at the same time, it is tough jumping in that spot, knowing that you're going against some fast defensive ends. They threw 12 out there in a 9 technique. That's really tough to get to pass pro-wise, to be able to move your feet that fast. And I thought he was doing a phenomenal job. He was obviously wanting to do everything right, and that's the thing. Bad things happen, and when they did, as long as communicating with him just to flush it and move on, like you said, penalties happen. If we're giving 100% effort, I'll take that. If you're going 100%, and that's a kid who every rep is going 100%. He has evolved into one of the more special players on the offensive defensive lines. Conway, as a freshman this year, stepping up. He's gotten a lot of reps since that T game when he first got inserted in there. Obviously we miss having Cordell and Wav, but these reps are really good for development of these young players. And hats off to those 3 guys inside, Greil and Cottle and Eustace. Those 3 are anchoring that center to give those guys a little bit more freedom on the outside, kind of coming in there. And the communication that they're doing, the work that they're doing together, hats off to those 3 for anchoring that front line down.
And opening up running lanes yet again, Evan the Muscle Cirque, 93 yards last night, 18 rushes. I guess with Shaler Platt still out right now, he has really cemented himself as the bell cow, right? He's the guy. He's going to get the bulk of the carries. He's showing that again. He can take it, and he can keep that energy.
Absolutely. He loves it too. He's every time, he's hungry for the football. I just, it's just a simple question. You ready? And it's always, he's always ready to get the ball. He knows when he needs to check out for a play to get a breather and bounce right back in. I was just talking this morning, and I need to kind of get that stat, but his yards after contact have to be just impressive this year. I just watching film on him, he never stops. It's very seldom that you see one guy get him down, which is super impressive.
When you're watching film today, there is a play that he broke at least 3, maybe 4 tackles in the backfield.
Yeah.
It was very impressive.
It is. It's so much fun to watch because I'm calling plays. I'm thinking about what are we doing next, where are we going to be, location, situation. But sometimes you get caught up and you're like, holy cow, man! Like that was just impressive what you did right there. And then I'm like, okay, I got to move on. But in film, it's really nice to see just how powerful he is back there.
The receivers last night, 20 receptions amongst them, no touchdowns, but it seemed like there should have been, right? It was such great receptions. Tucker Gilmore, he brought in 5 for 77. Carson Ness, 4 for 66. Austin Goebel, 4 for 20. Matthew Sheldon, 2 for 23. We're too far gone now. I got to finish. Peyton Pearson, 2 for 23. Evan Sirk, Zarbach, and Slaba all had receptions for about 10 or 11 yards. And I'm mainly thinking Carson Ness and Tucker Gilmore last night just seemed to have really key receptions at the sidelines, in traffic especially, just surefire hands from those two.
Yeah, and you can see it in them. That last night, those two were rolling on both sides of the ball, extremely confident out there. And you knew that when that ball was thrown from Kampshoff, immediately you could tell it was their ball. There's nobody else getting that ball away from them. And if they do, they must make a heck of a play on it because they wanted it really bad last night. I thought Goebel and Peterson in there too. They were making clutch plays. I think Coach Hale and I were talking about
Goebel's so fast.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see those guys making big plays, especially in clutch situations, like you said. I know Ness had a couple on third down that were really big catches. Tucker back shoulder, he's looking really phenomenal. He's getting up to that high point where we wanted him to be a little earlier in the season, and he's working tremendously hard to be that guy. So I really enjoy watching these guys. Our receiver core, when you can pass around, that's a long list of names on there that are getting receptions, whether it's, Sirk or Shelley coming out of the backfield or these guys split out. It's just tough to cover. I don't know.
Yeah. A lot of options.
I would not want to be a D coordinator having to think about who's going to get the football on these plays.
Special teams coach Hale, Trujillo, another nice job last night. Punting, great job. Kicking, he had a big field goal, 32 yards. Would have been 37, right? But isn't that just the worst when the play gets called dead, right? It was encroachment, right? It went through, and you're just thinking like, oh, man, if he misses now. But no, he kept a steady head, and 2 for 2 field goals and 3 for 3 in extra points. Just, again, steady Eddie with Jose Trujillo.
Yeah, it's a really important aspect of the game, and Josue's been doing his job really well. The last 2 or 3 weeks, he's been trotted out there quite a bit to, convert field goals and things like that. So just awesome to see him do that. And overall, I thought special teams, those units all played their hearts out there. It wasn't for lack of effort. If we had mistakes, it wasn't because of lack of effort. It was kind of just a few mental errors here and there. But speaking of Goebel, I might have to give him a little jab for getting tackled by the kicker, but no, he makes too many plays.
That's right.
I can't.
He almost broke. Yeah, so many things happen sometimes. Like, oh yeah,
he makes too many plays. I don't think I can give him too much of a hard time. But he's a player that whenever he gets the ball on kickoff return, I'm like, that's going to the house. I don't even. I mean, there's a lot of teams I'm sure that don't want to kick it to him back there just because of how he's able to return the football. So credit to those units out there, and it's just fun to watch him continue to get better.
You do agree. I think he was a shoelace away from breaking off another one. Yep. It was so close. And I actually literally forgot about that till now. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I write down notes, right? Because I get back at night, but there's so many things that happen, things I want to talk about. Sometimes some fall through the cracks, and you guys bring them up, and I'm like, let's talk about that. No, but excellent job from Yankton, top down. And coaches, I have to give Sioux Falls Jefferson today for Yankton Bucks playoff soccer. So we're kind of cutting this a little short, so I appreciate it. Go to film. Yep. Congratulations on a big victory. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Bryce.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, and continue here on the Coach's Corner.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
The start of a new school year is a good time to evaluate your children's healthcare needs, whether it is a doctor's checkup, replacing EpiPens for serious allergies, or renewing prescriptions for inhalers to treat activity-induced breathing problems. Hi, this is Michael from Yankton Rexall, and we pride ourselves in providing accurate prescriptions and appropriate medical information for your child's health. Good health contributes to good students. Celebrating 100 years, your hometown pharmacy since 1923, Yankton Rexall.
Mark your calendars now. Here's an easy way to get your family's flu shots. Load up the entire family and stay in your vehicle with drive-through flu shots at Yankton Medical Clinic. They're available Monday, October 9th and Tuesday, October 24th from 4 to 6 p.m. Visit yanktonmedicalclinic.com to download the consent form. Bring completed for each person and a copy of your insurance card and watch for the Y guy. Protect yourself and your loved ones this flu season with help from Yankton Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
The other day, a gal came into the UPS store to drop off a package. On her way out, she noticed the print sample wall and asked if we could print invitations. The answer was, yes, we can. Hi, this is Doug at the UPS store in Yankton and Vermilion. For over 7 years now, the UPS store has been helping hundreds of customers with their printing needs. From basic copies to business cards and invitations to posters, we can print them. Stop out and ask about our current print specials and see how we can help with your printing needs.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. We continue talking Yankton Bucks football, but let's start talking JV Bucks football. Coach Swat, Coach Decker here in the studio. Coaches, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, so we talked about it. Every week I also talk about how loud this rejoin music is, and I seem to never change it. So we're just going to ride it out. And all right, so last week we were talking between 9th grade and JV, and who's going to blink first, the undefeated records. And coaches, I have to give you a little grief. It was the JV that blinked first. Is Norfolk defeating Yankton 32-19. That was at Crane on Monday. We'll start with Coach Swak, just kind of 30,000-foot view, and then start talking some individual players on the defensive side.
You bet. Too many turnovers overall, and didn't force enough turnovers on our side for defensive side of the football. Credit to Norfolk. I knew from freshman last year that if that quarterback and some of those receivers were back, they were going to be a lot to handle, and sure enough, they were. I actually went and looked at the varsity schedule for Norfolk, figuring they might be doing pretty good, and they sure are competing down there in Nebraska, so that maybe put us at ease a little bit. So first really big test for the guys, and came out first drive, little flat, gave up a touchdown, kind of our first one where they just drove it down the field on us all year, which is okay into game 6, but regrouped from there, gave up a little bit shorter field touchdown, but kind of figured things out in the second quarter, and we're actually up at halftime, and they just made a few more plays at the end, and they were good. So we need a good learning lesson on how to play a different team, how to come back from being down early, but on positives, no one got hurt. We learned that lesson. Thomas Herden starting to get more and more time too. We see him on varsity reps and practice now too. At linebacker, had 10 tackles and a sack. Lance Payers in that same boat, 9 tackles. Kylan O'Connor, kind of didn't talk about him earlier, was injured for a few weeks there, but he's kind of coming along, and he just finds the football. 9 tackles. Chase Platt, it feels like he has a sack every week, and Carter Boomsma, it feels like he's in that turnover column every week. With an interception, he just knows how to find the football. So overall, don't like to see that 32, although I'm going to give 8 or 7 of that to the offense. But we'll just look to rebound, and I think that playing Watertown at home in our last game is a great way to do that.
And between Coach Decker and Coach Schwak, whichever one wants to answer this, how much of it is practice? I know it's a little bit of both probably, but how much of it is practice and how much of it is, these games where players can really stand out, and when Coach Muth or Coach Olson says, hey, we kind of need a guy, to step up, and then you guys help kind of choose, hey, this guy has been really performing well at JV, or is that a little bit of balance of both?
Oh, absolutely. That's what JV football is for, too, is especially if And even last night, it was going through my head, if so-and-so, especially wide receiver, goes down, then we kind of go through our depth chart and us coaches talk, and we go, well, so-and-so is performing at a high level at the JV game. Maybe you can throw him in there for a few reps. And it's a discussion almost every single day before or after practice, how guys are doing in the JV games or a JV practice. And, it's definitely a discussion we have almost every day of the week. How
kind of like a power rankings, right? Just kind of like this guy's moving up in the charts. And,
absolutely. And then just like Coach Schwach said with, Tommy Reardon, for example, he's having a great JV football season, and he's getting varsity reps during practice now. And that's what JV football's for, is develop some of these sophomores and juniors into the varsity players that we want them to be.
Well, Coach Decker, I'm going to ask you the same question. Kind of start with your overall thoughts and then start talking about some players on the offensive side.
It wasn't our game offensively. We couldn't get anything going right away. We couldn't drive the first quarter. But, I thought that we got it together in the second quarter, and these guys fought hard, which was great to see. That was a great lesson to learn, was we're down, how are you going to play? And these guys fought through adversity, and we actually had a 1-point lead at half. We ended up winning the half, and it was great. And the guys were fired up, and we had the momentum coming into the second half. But give Norfolk credit. They did a great job defensively. They sent pressure. They mixed it up on us, and they forced turnovers. And, they have something good happening down there in Nebraska. But that was a good lesson for our offense to learn is, how are we going to read certain things when something's happening over here? How can we learn to execute on 3rd and long or 3rd and short? And how can we, fight for first downs? And those were good lessons for us to learn offensively. And I think the offense and just the whole team in general is ready to take it to Watertown this next week.
Well, you both mentioned it, and I'll kind of reiterate again or double down on that. It is good to have these games every once in a while, right? I mean, because if you're just flying high the entire time, when you eventually get punched in the mouth, it's just going to hurt. So it is. You could look at the silver lining in that being, lessons learned, as you both said, on both sides of the ball, right?
Absolutely. And Tate Bestie again is leading our team. He did a great job. Him and Jay Sedlashik are there in the backfield, and they do a great job. But some of the same guys you hear every week, Abe O'Brien, Easton Beezer, Cale Gary, Cale Hazelhorse, all caught a pass, which means Tate's diversifying the football. One person I'll talk about that I haven't talked about yet is Liam Villanueva, plays guard for us, and he's also our punter and our
interesting combination.
And our kickoff guy. So, Liam does a great job. He stepped up earlier in the season, and he does a great job doing that. So I just want to give a shout out to Liam, and Liam's doing a great job.
Last game of the season, that is at Sioux City East on Thursday.
That is the freshman.
Oh, wait, I'm looking down. Hey, all right, hey, you know what? See this? They're right next to each other. So.
Yeah, that's okay. You're good.
Everyone
you're good.
give me a break.
You're good. I'm just warning you.
You know, Coach Swat.
You know what, Swat?
You know what?
Yes, I'm not back next week. Yeah.
No. Okay, so Monday versus Watertown, as you said, at Crane, and that is, as I said, Monday, and just season finale. So what are we looking for in that game? Just very exciting time.
This game's pretty special. I whenever we play these guys, it's pretty special.
Why is it special for you, Coach?
Where'd you go to high school?
You walked right into that. That's your fault.
This one's pretty special, and the guys know that it's a special one, so they're a little extra motivated for it, and we're hoping to take it to them.
Excellent. Yeah, big ESD rival. I think they only got reignited earlier in the varsity scenario. So when you play a team like Norfolk, you don't have the, hey, we're going to be seeing these guys for the next couple of years aspect to really rally the troops. But we'd like to let Watertown know that our program's future is looking bright.
Yep. All right, coaches, get to film. I appreciate you both coming in. Congratulations on the big victory.
Thanks, Bryce.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, and continue here on the Coach's Corner.
Sports injuries can be the result of competitive activities, but can also happen by just participating in leisure activities too. If you're experiencing pain as the result of your chosen activity, consider chiropractic care. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson with First Chiropractic Centers. We have experienced chiropractors that work with sports injuries every day. Our treatment options are aimed to minimize pain, reduce recovery time, and reduce risk of future injuries. Visit First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Investing in your home is easier and more fun when you have local choices. This is Cody Miles, owner of Upper Midwest Garage Door. We offer a wide variety of American-made, unique Clopay garage doors, free in-home consultations, a digital preview of the new garage doors on your home, and the expert small-town service you deserve. Get started today with your local independent Clopay dealer, Upper Midwest Garage Door. Give us a call, stop by, or learn more at uppermidwestgaragedoor.com.
Everyone loves something different about our buffet, which is good because buffet has something for everyone. This is Annie from Yankton Pizza Ranch. Come in and fill your plate with good food that makes you feel good inside. Don't see your favorite pizza on the buffet? Request it using Buffet Your Way. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the very first slice. Grab the country's best chicken paired with tasty sides and finish off with sweet cactus bread at Yankton Pizza Ranch.
Mount Marty University is hosting a fall open house Saturday, October 21st at 9 a.m. This is an opportunity for interested students and families to tour campus and have lunch. We will preview financial aid information like merit scholarships, when to apply, and what we look for in an application. This event is a great introduction to Mount Marty University for any current high school students or those looking to transfer. Attend the fall open house on October 21st. Register at mountmarty.edu/visit.
All right, it's our last Yankton Bucks football segment. Let's start talking ninth grade Yankton Bucks. The Coach Savvies here in the studio. Coaches, good morning.
Morning.
All right, so I was talking to you just before we went back live on air as I was giving some grief to the JV coaches. You know, last week I was trying to just kind of kindle a little more rivalry between the two groups, and they blinked first. So still undefeated ninth grade football. Yep. Ninth grade has outlasted the JV. Congratulations, coaches. Take your shots.
Thank you. We'll take our pizza.
You'll take your pizza. All right. Well, let's start talking defenses. Yankton defeated Watertown 20-6. That was at Watertown on Thursday. Defensively, you can't ask for a much better performance, Coach Younger Savvy.
Yeah. We were playing well. I mean, from the start, I'd like to say probably going into the fourth quarter, I'd be surprised if they were in the positive category for yards. I mean, if they threw it, we were taking it out of the air. We had 5 interceptions. And then when they ran it, we were tackling them in the backfield for a loss, and we recovered 3 fumbles. So you can't ask for much more than 8 turnovers from your defense. I mean, that was and it was a tough day for an offense. It was windy, rainy, cold. But we took advantage of that and, just did what we needed to do. So I was really, really happy for those guys.
Yeah, and it seems like your tackle is pretty spread again amongst the team. It's something I always just look at, and usually when you see a guy that has 18 tackles, he had a good game. But Yankton's defense in the ninth grade level, we've talked about it every week. It's not just a talking point. It seems always to be very spread. A lot of guys are getting their helmet to the ball.
Yeah, and we got to get a lot of guys in this week. And when they got in, we talk in a huddle before we're going out. We're like, hey, our production level can't drop when we start rotating guys. And they went in and did their job as well. So a lot of guys got in the tackle category that I was excited to see them there. I think Isaac Olness, we got to talk about him a little bit because he's been playing free safety for us the last couple weeks. He moved there, and he ended up with 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery himself. So really happy to see him have a big game. And then Miles Drotzman getting 2 picks as well, and Teagan. And then get into the quarterback, which I thought was something that I wanted to see us do a little bit better of, and we got there 3 times for sacks. So I was all around. I thought that they were flying around to the ball, playing their assignments, and just playing really sound defensive football.
And steady goes the offense, Coach Savvy, as 20 points on the board, but just seems to be pretty spread. A nice first quarter, especially right out of the gate.
Yeah, and actually, Miles Drotzman's 50-yard run was the very first play from scrimmage. So he took it to the house. So
That's called setting the tone.
That was a great way to start, right? We always say we want to start fast, and we want to be the ones to strike first, and that's a good way to do it, opening play. And you could just, see how that maybe deflated Watertown a little bit there. But yeah, Miles had another good day on the ground with 105 yards. And again, we kind of kept it on the ground a little bit more with the wind blowing the way it was. Pretty strong crosswind, but we tried to throw it when we could, and we had opportunities to put more points on the board, which was a little disappointing. We kind of hurt ourselves. We were down inside the 20, had a couple holding penalties, pushes back. Eventually, ended up having a punt. Had another opportunity inside and couldn't convert the fourth down. So we had a few opportunities that we squandered there. So we felt like we could have done better as far as executing and getting some more points on the board. But one of those games where we didn't need to score as much because, like Coach Savvy just said, the defense just dominated the game, which was good to see. But overall, we can't complain. 4 yards a carry is still really good. And we did a good job of taking time off the clock too with our drives, and so overall, it was a good game and a nice one to win considering the conditions and being away up at Watertown. You never know on those long bus trips how kids are going to get off and how they're going to come out and play, but our kids are ready to go.
And I know the first thing that's most important is developing these players, developing the program, but just how nice and how much of a goal is it to go undefeated in your 9th grade season? That's a big deal for on both sides of the ball and this whole team in general.
Yeah. I think last year this team did not get a win versus Sioux City. And so I know that's kind of, they're ready to go this week. And that will fuel a little bit 3 days of practice, and then let's go see what a year has done, right? Who's put in some work in that year and where are we at compared to a year ago? So it'll be a fun test for them to go, you got the goal of finishing out a undefeated season, but then also, measuring yourself against a team that got the best of you last year. So it'll be a good week.
Thursday at Sioux City East, and Coach Jason Savvy, what happens to these 9th grade players after their individual season ends, right? The 9th grade year, they really just become a bigger part of the varsity practices, or kind of what happens with them?
Yeah, we've always left it open that, the freshman players that want to stay and join the varsity with practices and stuff like that they have an opportunity to do that. And we always have a good number that do. It's a great chance for them to just watch and learn, and some of them, do get a chance to kind of get involved in the scout team practices. So I'm hoping we'll see quite a few of them that choose to do that. But yeah, and then they can just gain more experience that way and just know what's expected in the years to come.
Thursday at Sioux City East, last game for 9th grade.
It is here.
Sorry. Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Yep.
My notes are all messed up today. You guys should have heard what happened in the last segment. I said that they had Sioux City East, and they're like, no. And I was like, all right, you guys, look at my sheet. All right, it's easy to get messed up where I'm at here, but no. So at Crane, Thursday, last game of the season. Get out there and support the Yankton Bucks and hope for a undefeated 9th grade season. Coaches, congratulations on last night's victory, on your 9th grade victory, and thanks for coming in.
All right,
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, and continue here on the Coach's Corner.
There are a lot of rates out there, and it can be tough to find the right one. Well, let's make it easy. With FNBO's special offer CD of 5.5% APY for 3, 7, or 17 months, you can earn more, save more, and do more. That's 5.5% annual percentage yield for 3, 7, or 17 months at your nearest FNBO location with a minimum deposit of $500 and an FNBO Premier checking account. So stop on by and give your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank. FNBO, member FDIC.
Hello. Here's to welcoming moments, big and small, embracing the unexpected, savoring life. At Avera, our nationally recognized health system will be right here with you, ready for anything. We listen to your goals and help you achieve them with care and coverage. We'll move you forward through sickness and health and every milestone in between. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/forward.
Truxedo is proud to have been part of the Yankton community since its start in 2000.
One of the things I love most is that they believe in promoting from within. I've been given many opportunities to advance.
Truxedo has an extensive variety of benefits available to their employees.
The work environment at Truxedo is extremely positive.
We are looking for you to join our production team. Visit www.truxedo.com/careers to apply.
Olson Pest Technicians is a family-owned business since 1966. And with over 50 years of pest management, they understand your issues, and their well-trained team will help you solve your pest problems. Issues with cockroaches, ants, bedbugs, bats, termites, spiders, rats, mice, or other creepy crawling pests? Give your home a fresh start and use the proven method of fumigation to take care of your pest problem. Olson's Pest Technicians will thoroughly get rid of pests so you can rest easy again. Call Olson Pest today, 800-KILL-BUG. That's 1-800-KILBUGS.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. This is Bryce Ladwig. Let's start talking Yankton Bucks golf. Coach Brett Syme in the studio. Coach, good morning. How we doing?
Morning. Doing all right. A little cooler than I was maybe hoping this morning, but yeah, saw a little frost out there. Hopefully, I love fall, so it's I'm ready for it. And thank God it happened after the state golf meet was done. So
Exactly. It's always easier, in my opinion, to warm up than it is to cool off. So I'm always a fan of the colder. I don't like the winter like we had last year.
Yeah.
Not a fan of it, but I'm always in favor of the brisk fall air. So it's always nice to see. Monday, Tuesday, Bucks finished 7th in the AA state championship with a 637 cumulative score. 69 over par, Coach, and Watertown took the team title to 578. Top golfer of the event, Jake Olson of Watertown, took home the individual title to 135, two-day score, and 7 under. And first of all, let's get your opening thoughts just on the tournament in general, and then start going down the Yankton Bucks golfers.
in all the tournaments we played throughout the year, we were a lot of times right about the middle of the pack. And after day one, we were kind of in that mode too. We were tied for 8th out of 17 teams. So kind of where we had been a lot. So, I couldn't be too disappointed. We were hoping to be a little better score-wise to try and compete for maybe those top 6 spots that get you on the podium or get you some hardware to bring home for the school. But, we did have a little bit of a tough day the first day. Went up for a practice round on Sunday, and we knew the conditions on Sunday were going to be very similar to what we were going to see on Monday. So I thought we had a pretty good practice round, got a good feel for how the course was playing and how the wind was going to affect the golf ball on that golf course. But we went out Monday and had a little bit of trouble, and on day one. Had some really good individual efforts. Parker Riley shot 77. Miles Kraske shot 80. So, we always talk about how we need more golfers to be 80 or better. Didn't quite get that on day one, because after that, then we go Riker Larson shot 85, Kai Cody 86, and then Easton Velick and Eli Larson both shot 89. And that was really atypical for Easton Velick. He's been kind of our leader all year, usually first or second score. So I know he was a little disappointed with his first round. But, that put us in a tie for 8th place. The score that we shot was maybe just a little bit higher than what we wanted. But we knew going into day 2 then that we just really had to focus and try and get that score down. And had a little talk with the boys at the hotel on Monday night. And, just kind of talk to them about remembering what we're here for. It's not a vacation. It's not just time to screw around in the hotel, whatever. It's time to be here and represent Yankton and Yankton High School and our golf program and just really focus in, try and think about, maybe what you did poorly on Monday and try and make that better on Tuesday. But think about the positives too. Think about good things you did and try and do those same things. And I think the kids really took it to heart. Our golfers did, and we came out and improved our score by 19 shots. And we actually, as I was looking through the results from day 2, we were the sixth best score of the day. So the Bucks had a great day. I was really proud of them on Tuesday, and I told them that. As we go through the scores here in a minute, you'll see that kind of what I'd been preaching to them all year long came to fruition on day 2, and that's why we ended up where we did. We had 4 scores at 80 or better, and all of a sudden we jump Sioux Falls Lincoln in the standings. We were tied with Rapid City Central. We get ahead of them, and we end up in 7th place. Just wasn't good enough to try and catch those teams that were ahead of us. They were quite a ways ahead of us after day 1. But, we were led on Tuesday, and it was great to see him come back and play a really good round because he's had a great season. Just had a tough first day at the state tournament. Easton Velick shoots 2 over par 73. Parker Riley, very consistent, shoots 277s to get in the top 25 and be an all-state golfer, tied for 21st. Eli Larson bettered his score by 10 shots also, shot 79. So we got 3 better than 80, and then Miles Kraske, again, very consistent, shooting another 80. So we had 4 scores at 80 or better. Gives us our 309 score, which is one of the best scores we've had all year long. Actually, the best score since towards the end of August when we played in Pierce. So picked a good day to have one of our best days in quite a while. And then we had Riker Larson shot 82 and Kai Cody who shot 85. And, day 2 was not a lot easier to play in. We didn't have quite the wind to start with on day 2, but we did get some rain showers. They started the tournament an hour early on Tuesday because of the thunderstorms and stuff that might be coming into the area. And luckily we did, because right after Jake Olson, you mentioned him from Watertown, made his last putt, they were calling everybody to get into the clubhouse to do awards because there was severe weather in the area. And once everybody got up into the clubhouse, it just poured. And so it was a good thing that they moved it up. Otherwise, we'd have had a delay and been there for quite a bit longer. But, it was a good tournament other than, having to deal with the wind and then maybe a little bit of rain, But I always preach to the kids, don't complain about it because you're not the only ones playing it. Everybody is. That it doesn't do any good to complain about the conditions. All you can do is prepare. And
that was Mother Nature telling you your season's over, by the way.
There you go. There you go. And then, the soccer team had to deal with it that night when we got home. But yeah, I was very proud of the guys on day 2. We went out and actually had probably all the way through one of our best rounds of the year. And hopefully that'll propel us going forward, maybe into into the future seasons or next season at least. Give us some confidence knowing that, hey, we could be in that top 6. Now we just got to go out and work at it so we can make sure that, we can beat some of those teams that have been beating us. We know that there's going to be some seniors that are graduating and, not sure how it'll affect all those other teams. But, I still see Watertown, O'Gorman, Pierre is going to be really tough. In fact, they shot the best round the second day, and they're all juniors. So they're going to be really good next year. Some of the other teams got some seniors. We're going to lose Miles Kraske off the team, so we'll miss him. Henry Homestead's another senior that, played a lot of varsity golf for us in his career that we're going to lose. So, we're going to miss those guys. And I do want to mention the other seniors that we will not have back. We also had Christian Schaefer, Carter Sherman, Colin Steppett, and Tommy Brinkerhoff that, they've been around the program now for, I know one of them's only played for 2 years, but the others have played for quite a while. And, we'll miss those guys, but, I wish them all the best in their future endeavors. And they're great kids. They're going to do good things, and I wish them all the best.
And you still get to see him at the school, so that's always
there. You
nice.
Go. Yep.
So.
I don't see a lot of the seniors. I don't teach many seniors, but I see them in the hallways, and they're great kids. So, like I said, I wish those guys the best.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for always taking the time to come in here and talk Yankton Bucks golf. And just like that, the season is over.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It just seems that it just goes, from my perspective, obviously when you're the one going to these meets and stuff, but it seems like it just goes by lightning fast.
It does, and it's sometimes kind of a good thing for me as golf coach and teacher, because I do miss a lot of time in the classroom. So I always look forward to getting back and maybe getting back and getting some of those kids that are struggling a little bit while I'm gone, maybe back on track. So it's a good thing that the season is kind of short, and when the weather changes, it gets a little harder to play golf. Outside sport. If we get some snow on the ground, early snows, we used to not finish till mid-October, or when they moved the season up, we really haven't had that problem. But we would get some early snows when we had the mid-October state tournaments, and hard to play golf when you got to deal with some of that. So probably a good thing that they moved the season up. But it's always nice to come to the end of the season. I'm always ready for it, but it's also kind of a sad time because I don't get to deal with, or not deal with, but be with those kids anymore. And hopefully they keep golfing and trying to make themselves better, and we can try and come out and do a little bit better next year in our next season.
Coach, thanks for joining us all season. Congratulations on a successful Buck season.
All right, thank you.
That was Coach Brett Syme joining us for the final time this fall season. We'll talk to him again in the spring with Gazelles Golf. We'll take a break here on the Coach's Corner.
With life insurance, Rhonda Westland with State Farm's got you and your future. You would do anything to protect your family and ensure that they have a bright future. But have you considered how your loved ones would continue on financially if you were no longer here? Life insurance is a simple and affordable way to answer that question. It allows you to say to your loved ones, "I've got you," and mean it. For more information, visit Rhonda Westland with State Farm at 1023 West 9th Street in Yankton.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
Do you have dry, sore, or irritated eyes? If so, you may have dry eye. At Vision Care Associates, we offer a simple, fast, and non-surgical procedure to treat black glands in your eyelids that can help your eyes to feel comfortable again. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Fieser to find out about dry eye treatment with our newest technology.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
All right, let's keep talking here on the Coach's Corner. Start talking the Yankton Gazelles soccer. Coach Tyler Schuring here in the studio. Coach, good morning.
Good morning, Bryce.
All right. Hey, so haven't had you in the studio as much as you like to Gazelles like to play on the weekends. What's up with that? But lucky to have you here this morning. Thanks for joining us. Yankton fell to Aberdeen Central 5-0 in the playoff opener. That was back on Tuesday. Up in Aberdeen to end the Gazelles season, 4-9-2 on the year. And just kind of give your opening thoughts as the season concludes. Just kind of what are your thoughts, Coach? As obviously everyone wants to have a better, winning record to win a playoff games and everything. But there was some positive takeaways from the season, right?
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, we definitely would have liked more wins as the season moved along. We've got to look at last year. We've doubled our win total from last year, but we were basically in every game outside of maybe 2 or 3 the entire year. Up until the end of the game, we had some really close games this year, a lot of 0-0 at half. Outside of a game against Harrisburg and Pierre and unfortunately our first round playoff game against Aberdeen, we were really in every game. So overall, I was pleased with the way the team competed.
And Coach, let's talk a little bit about that senior class for the Yankton Gazelles. And you always look at your seniors to try to set a tone for the team, especially these younger Gazelles coming up. And just give you a moment to talk about them a little bit.
Yeah, overall we have 6 seniors on the team: Kira Chris and Aubrey Lloyd, Monica Massey, Harley Alder, Eliza Doby, and Abby Saylor, all seniors for the team. One thing, I've got to say is, Aubrey and Kira, two-time captains, junior and senior year. good leaders for the team. Aubrey herself, was brought up kind of a defender and then transitioned into a midfielder for a couple of years. And then this year, kind of felt the need for a strong center back to make some moves there. And, she stepped back there and really did a good job at center back for us all season long. And Kira Chris, she's a senior that's always brought a lot of energy to the team. She's a very vocal leader out there, which is nice to have. And you can put her anywhere on the field, and she's gonna work hard. She finished with 5 goals and assists on the year, so she was able to see some success on the attacking side too. But just her work ethic in the midfield and up top is going to be missed.
All right, and then you have your younger Gazelles, another year of developing, and they'll be, looked to carry even more of a load next year, right?
Yeah, it's one of those things where, again, this year we had a lot of players get a lot of varsity experience, which I think will translate into some success as we move forward. We've got a lot of talent coming back, and I think we've got a lot of competitive personality coming back, which is it's great to see. We've got a bunch of players coming back next year with a lot of experience, and I think the program is going in the right direction on that end. Even just talking about some of the underclass, I thought the JV squad did exceptionally well this year. Competed in pretty much every game they were in. So there's a lot of talent coming through the entire program.
Well, you love it to hear that, Coach. And it seems like Yankton soccer in the community is just thriving and getting bigger and stronger, and Gazelle soccer has a very big part to do with that. And I want to say to you, I always appreciate you taking the time, whether it's over the phone with Braden or coming here to the studio, for always taking the time to just inform the public on Yankton Gazelle soccer. It's always appreciated.
Well, and we appreciate what you guys do for us, live streaming all of our home games. I know you're traveling up to Jefferson to cover the Bucks game today, which is awesome. Everything you guys do to kind of promote our program, not even just in Yankton, but really with the internet, everything across the globe to fans and alumni, wherever, that's great to see. So we definitely appreciate that as well.
Well, for the final time this fall season, Coach Tyler Schuring, Coach, enjoy your weekend. Try to get some relaxing done, all right? And, maybe watch your Twins win later today.
I don't know. When do the Braves play?
Oh, come on. I set you up for that, too. That's my bad. Thanks for coming in, Coach. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Bryce.
All right. We'll take a break, come back, and continue here on the Coach's Corner.
Traveling to Yankton for business or pleasure? Then book your stay at Yankton's 2 best hotels, the Fairfield Inn and Suites and Holiday Inn Express. Both are conveniently located to everything in Yankton. Both offer complimentary hot breakfasts and meeting rooms for business travelers. And if you want a great rate and still be able to change your reservation without a hassle, call either hotel direct. The Fairfield and Holiday Inn Express, 2 great hotel choices when visiting or arranging rooms for guests to Yankton.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT&RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. MTRCSmithInsurance.com.
At Triple Time Rudy's, you get convenient access to quality fuel products. Plus, you'll also find quality South Dakota products like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. With a local-friendly feel and unique product offering, Triple Time Rudy's is your local convenience store that supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all of your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, pull into Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
Attention homeowners, if you've been on the fence about selling, I'd love the opportunity to sit and visit with you. With low inventory, now would be a good time to call me, Deb Speck at Vision Real Estate. I'll provide you with a free market analysis and a no-pressure approach. Call me at 605-664-5555 to find out if now is the right time to make a move.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
The start of a new school year is a good time to evaluate your children's healthcare needs, whether it is a doctor's checkup, replacing EpiPens for serious allergies, or renewing prescriptions for inhalers to treat activity-induced breathing problems. Hi, this is Michael from Yankton Rexall, and we pride ourselves in providing accurate prescriptions and appropriate medical information for your child's health. Good health contributes to good students. Celebrating 100 years, your hometown pharmacy since 1923, Yankton Rexall.
Mark your calendars now. Here's an easy way to get your family's flu shots. Load up the entire family and stay in your vehicle with drive-through flu shots at Yankton Medical Clinic. They're available Monday, October 9th and Tuesday, October 24th from 4 to 6 p.m. Visit yanktonmedicalclinic.com to download the consent form. Bring completed for each person and a copy of your insurance card and watch for the Y Guy. Protect yourself and your loved ones this flu season with help from Yankton Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
The other day, a gal came into the UPS store to drop off a package. On her way out, she noticed the print sample wall and asked if we could print invitations. The answer was, yes, we can. Hi, this is Doug at the UPS store in Yankton and Vermilion. For over 7 years now, the UPS store has been helping hundreds of customers with their printing needs. From basic copies to business cards and invitations to posters, we can print them. Stop out and ask about our current print specials and see how we can help with your printing needs.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. Bryce Ladwig here. Let's start talking Yankton competitive dance. Coach Stacy Reichen in the studio. Coach, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so you've been busy. The dance team has been busy, and it has been fun, and I'll tell people what I mean. So on the 5th, Yankton goes to the Mitchell Invitational. Yankton Cheer takes 5th, so a nice performance from them. And then Yankton Dance takes their 2nd team title of the season. Congratulations to Yankton Dance. Round of applause in the studio.
Yes, it was so much fun. To quote the words of Sarah Beeman, I think she said, "This is wild. This is insane." She just kept going on, and to watch those girls celebrate together, that was a great moment for me as a coach. And luckily, I picked up my cell phone just in time to watch them jump up and down. Because they read the results a little different. They went through the grand champion stuff first. They didn't do the categories, and we really weren't sure what they were doing. And then all of a sudden it dawned on them, and they did 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and we hadn't been said yet. So we knew we had won, and to see their faces and all their hard work and the accomplishment, it was a great night.
So it wasn't really a slow burn of the results. They were kind of just going right to it, right?
Yes, and then they backtracked and they did the categories after that. So
you're like, we don't care anymore, right?
Oh no, because that was they wanted to know what their scores were for each separate dance. So yeah,
well, you want to know how you got there. Yeah, you want to know. Yeah,
it was huge. I mean, it's a huge confidence thing for our team. And the credit goes to the girls. I mean, last week was brutal in the gym. They worked really hard. I pushed them to get better, and we talked about all the fine-tuning details. Like, they're talented, but to get to the next level, you have got to make every detail matter and think about every arm placement, every head placement. My feet have to land in 6th position. That was a big thing we drilled when we do a jump. Just a lot of stuff, and they had the emotions. They had everything right. So I'll start watching the films from, Thursday night. I've started already picking apart the jazz dance, so I'm still finding stuff that we need to clean, need to work on, but it's a great win, and we will take it to beat Dakota Valley, who's won the state A title for years. I mean, I think they've won it for like 12 years. I don't know. I don't have the exact number, but it's a long time.
Kind of a dynasty, yeah.
That's a dynasty, and to come out ahead of them, I mean, it was a great feeling.
Now, I know that you don't want to compare wins, but I'm going to have to ask you. So, Huron, it was at Huron, right?
Yeah,
so
it was
the Huron victory, the Mitchell victory, if you had to put them against each other, Which one's number one?
I'm gonna say it's a draw.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. It's a draw, in Huron, you take down Sioux Falls, Washington, that dynasty that they've had. And in Mitchell, you take down Dakota Valley. I mean, I think Dakota Valley might be one up just because it was a complete shock. It was something we didn't expect. Dakota Valley has not come to that meet in the past. Neither has Harrisburg. So, but the meet changed. Normally it's today, and they moved it to Thursday this year. And so I didn't know who was going to come. So I did a little bit of reconnaissance at the Pentagon last Saturday and kind of asked around to coaches like, hey, are you going to Mitchell? Because that was the only AA meet. Are you going to Mitchell? And one of the coaches said, no, we're not, but Harrisburg and Dakota Valley are. So I was like, okay, good to know. So we came to Monday morning to the gym, and I said, well, girls, Mitchell's not going to be easy this year. There's some teams coming that are going to be competing. You're going to have to show up, and they sure showed up.
They sure did. Another congratulations to the team in general. Coach, last night they performed at halftime. I was asking you before we went back live on air, just kind of the difference between the competitive dances, at these meets versus what's displayed in front of the crowd at Crane Youngworth Field, and just kind of go back over that a little bit.
Yeah, so our competitive dances, we contract choreographers to come in, and they teach those this summer, and we pay for those. And we do some of those at Crane. We've done also the jazz dance on the floor at the basketball games just because you have to be able to do the turns and all that. So that doesn't work too good on Crane. Plus, it's more of a lyrical jazz style that we seem to accomplish well. So at Crane, we can just kind of have fun. And so when they go to camp as a team in the summer. And when you go to camp, you get to learn a bunch of different routines. Some of the routines that we get to learn, we learn one as a whole group. And then we get to split up into groups of 2 or 3. And Melania Enfeld, she's a hip-hop queen, and so she always wants to do the hip-hop 5. That's the highest level. So she goes off and does that on her own, and the other girls just cheer her on from the sidelines and get her all amped up for doing her hip-hop dance. But so they learn all those things at camp, and that was one, I think, at camp. We had 3 sophomores that learned that. Paige Reese learned that dance, Aria Bodette, and Taya Kennedy, I think, were the 3 that learned it. And then I also get video of the instructors teaching that. I get the music that we can use just as sideline stuff for during the season. So each fall, that's our gong show. We pull from there. So I kind of said, okay, what do you want to do? And then it was pink out for the theme. And so this year we got pink t-shirts and sweatshirts that say Ladies of the 80s, which is our POM stuff. But they wanted to wear those for pink out. And then we found out the band was going to perform. So our POM dance lasts, over 2 minutes. And then that hip hop is just over a little minute. And so I said, all right, well, what do we want to do? And they all said, we're going to do the hip hop dance. And so I was like, okay, fine. You want to do hip hop? Great. So we didn't practice Friday morning. They hadn't done that dance all week. So quickly when we met on the sideline, I said, hey, let's go over it. And it looked really good. So, and they just have fun out there. That's the main thing.
Plenty of halftime entertainment for those at Crane last night. Like you mentioned, the band.
Yes.
Obviously, your team out there doing things. It was just really, really nice night. Also, the first, what I really consider fall football night. The brisk air, just nice and cool. It's a beautiful night.
Yes, it was a little chilly. It was probably a good thing that we didn't do the pom dance. Whenever it gets cold like that, I always worry about girls pulling a muscle, getting injured. So they just had fun doing hip hop. We'll see if they perform again if we have a playoff game. I know Mr. Moore's always asked, do the girls want to dance? And I kind of leave it up to them because those playoff games happen after our season's over a lot. And so sometimes they just want to be a fan and they don't want to come down. They just want to stay in the stands, and that's fine. I mean, we'll still dance at some basketball games. We're having discussions about if we want to do the epic boy-girl routine this year. That hasn't happened for a couple years. I think I did it my first year I coached, so it's been 5 years now. So I don't know. We'll see if they want to bring that back or not. But yeah, it's just a fun time to be on the Yankton dance team right now. I mean, they're having a blast together, which is great. To wrap up their regular season with that win was huge. The seniors, the smiles on their face, that was worth every minute of film and time in the gym. It was really fun.
Well, Thursday at the ESD conference meet in Aberdeen, you mentioned that was the end of the regular season. Now we'll turn attention to, playoffs or, the post.
Yes.
The
It's
tournaments.
championship time now.
Yeah, championship. Thank you. So the ESD conference meet in Aberdeen. Where do you perform in Aberdeen?
We're at the high school in the gym. I've only been there one other time, and that was my second year coaching. That was where the state tournament was held. So none of our team has ever danced in the Aberdeen gym. Aberdeen does hold an invite, but it's the first one of the season, and it's on a Saturday, and it starts at 10. And so Yankton, we have not gone to that just because we would have to leave really early in the morning because we tried to get there about 2 hours ahead of time just to get ready. So we've never gone. It's actually the Saturday, in August.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the other teams have been to the gym in Aberdeen, so there's a little bit of an advantage for that. But, we're just going to go in there with everything we have. This week we'll spend some time breaking things down, going over things that we've talked about that we need to fix and reminders and just drilling everything that we have and make the trip to Aberdeen on Thursday and show up and see where we come up in the scores. Definitely after Thursday night, our scores in the pom dance, the score sheet is out of 100 points. One of our sheets was a 97 out of 100 and one was a 97.5. And I've never gotten that with a group of girls. They was amazing. And to see those sheets, but there's still things that they need to work on. But to come back 3 points away from, quote, perfect, it's crazy. It is epic and insane. I still can't wrap my head around it. I watch the dances and I'm like, oh my gosh. I just keep watching them on my iPad again and again and again. And I'm like, I can't believe that they did this. And I've known they could do it for a long time. And for them to put it on the floor and do it so well, it's beautiful to watch, and it's just a force. And so we are ready to go. We're going to keep pushing, keep drilling, keep striving for till the end. We got 2 more meets to go yet. It's not done yet. We'll see what happens.
Well, seeing hard work paying off is always nice to see. Coach,
Yes.
Congratulations again to you and the team, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we'll talk next about the ESD conference meeting, right?
I will. I'll be here next week.
All right. Sounds good. That's Coach Stacy Reichen, Yankton Competitive at Dance. We'll take a break, come back, and continue here on the Coach's Corner.
Sports injuries can be the result of competitive activities, but can also happen by just participating in leisure activities too. If you're experiencing pain as the result of your chosen activity, consider chiropractic care. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson with First Chiropractic Centers. We have experienced chiropractors that work with sports injuries every day. Our treatment options are aimed to minimize pain, reduce recovery time, and reduce risk of future injuries. Visit First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Investing in your home is easier and more fun when you have local choices. This is Cody Miles, owner of Upper Midwest Garage Door. We offer a wide variety of American-made, unique Clopay garage doors, free in-home consultations, a digital preview of the new garage doors on your home, and the expert small-town service you deserve. Get started today with your local independent Clopay dealer, Upper Midwest Garage Door. Give us a call, stop by, or learn more at uppermidwestgaragedoor.com.
Everyone loves something different about our buffet, which is good because buffet has something for everyone. This is Annie from Yankton Pizza Ranch. Come in and fill your plate with good food that makes you feel good inside. Don't see your favorite pizza on the buffet? Request it using Buffet Your Way. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the very first slice. Grab the country's best chicken paired with tasty sides and finish off with sweet cactus bread at Yankton Pizza Ranch.
Do you really think it's a good idea to buy insurance off the internet? After all, it is insurance. It's not a commodity like a toaster. It's a contract to protect what you value most: your home, your car, your business, your health, and even your life. You need a professional, in-person agent to make sure you have the right coverage to fit your family's needs. Schedule an appointment with us today. Missouri River Associates, 665-6885.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. Thanks to our coaches for coming in the studio. That's our last in-studio guest. Let's start talking some other Yankton High School athletics. Start talking Yankton Gazelles volleyball. On the second, Yankton fell to Sioux Falls Christian at Sioux Falls Christian in 3 sets, 25-19, 13, and 13. Camille McDermott had 10 assists and 3 kills. Peyton Mosier had 21 digs. Macy Drotzman, 4 kills. Cameron Koletsky, 4 kills. Ava Collar, 12 digs. In JV action, Yankton fell 2-0 to Sioux Falls Christian. Bella Corner, 5 kills, 1 block. Gracie Gutzman, 3 kills. Madeline Smith, 8 digs. In the sophomore matchup, Yankton fell 2-0 as well. Berkeley Olson had 5 kills. Elena Nelson had 6 assists. And then Hallie Wortman, 2 ace serves. And then on the 5th, so that was on Thursday, Brandon Valley swept Yankton in 3 sets. I don't have individual stats for that one as of now, but Yankton currently sitting 17th in AA standings at the time of this show. So just on the outside looking in for the SODAC 16. And we'll see if they can get some victories strung together here. They have a little bit of more season left. They have some time left. Not much, but they have some time left, and see if they can get into that at least the 16th spot and get into the SODAC 16 playoff. So very exciting time in the volleyball seasons as well. Yankton Bucks soccer. Yeah, so Yankton Bucks soccer, they take on Sioux Falls Jefferson today in the quarterfinal round of the Class AA playoffs. They did defeat Brookings on Tuesday 7-0. And that was like a 2-hour lightning delay over at Crane Youngworth Field between the halves. But they were able to stick it out and get that big victory. Lance Dannenbring, Krisha Pacheco, Tony Guitron all had a goal, as well as Ty Bindi and Simon Scholes. Kevin Ortiz had 2 goals. Bucks currently sit 5th in those standings, or in the playoffs, and they're at number 4, Sioux Falls Jefferson. Today we'll have that on KYNTV. And KYNT Plus with Braden Butler. KYNT Plus, you can find that on your mobile app. There's a KYNT Plus option on there, as well as online at KYNT1450.com if you would like to listen to the game. But, of course, you can still find it on KYNTV. That is a 2 o'clock first kick there at Sioux Falls Jefferson. I would say pregame 1:30, but it depends on when we can get out of here from the studio and get up to Sioux Falls. And so it's going to be around 1:30. The pregame will start with Braden Butler. All right, Yankton Gazelles tennis. All right, Gazelles tennis finished 8th in the AA state tournament in Sioux Falls. That wrapped up yesterday. Sioux Falls Lincoln took the team title. Nora Sabrina Kraske took 5th in Flight 1 doubles. Addison Gordon took 9th in Flight 3 singles. Sabrina Kraske took home 6th in the Flight 2 singles. And then Nora Kraske took home the Flight 1 singles title, her second individual title in her career. She won the title in Class A earlier in her career as well. And we will catch up with Coach Ryan Haig next week when we have a little bit more time to actually get into it and talk about this season as a whole. It's a very good time for Yankton tennis. And congratulations to Nora Kraske and all of the Yankton Gazelles on their season. But again, we'll have our final Gazelles tennis talk next week. And Yankton cross country. All right, so this one is just my fault that I don't have Coach Savvy. This is my fault. So I messed up that didn't get the interview done. So that is my fault. But we will talk to her next week for sure. Yankton Invitational at Fox Run Golf Course. That was on, I want to say Monday. Yeah, Monday. And man, this would be one that would be nice to talk to Coach Savvy about. So again, I apologize to everyone. But Bucks finished first. Gazelles finished first. So 2 first-place finishes. Dylan Payer held the top spot for boys, finishing with a 17:26.25. Rylan Jackson took top spot for the girls, finishing with a 21:42.83. So just excellent performance from the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles across the board. Their next meet is ESD meet at Sioux Falls Yankton Trail Park in 28 minutes. So that is going to be happening up in Sioux Falls. So best of luck to the Yankton Gazelles in that matchup. And actually, we'll go ahead and wrap up the show. I do have Coach Dave Dannenbring's post-game with Coach Braden Butler, but I think we will just depend on you to tune into KYNTV, and you can hear that there as well. So we will wrap up the show here today. Again, thanks to all of our coaches for coming in. the sponsors, and thanks to you for watching or listening. I'm KYNT Sports Director and the voice of Yankton Athletics, Bryce Ladwig. Go Bucks, go Gazelles, go enjoy the rest of your weekend. This has been the Coach's Corner on KYNT and KYNTV.
KYNT, Yankton, FM 102.